Letters from a Stoic. Moral Letters to Lucilius by Seneca. Book 1. On the Proper Use of Time. Letters 1 to 12. My dear Lucilius, in these opening letters I remind you that time is the only true wealth we possess. Most men squander it on trifles, crowds, and idle pursuits, then complain that life is short. I urge you to live each day as though it were your last, to read with purpose, and to measure your progress by how little you desire what fortune can take away. Avoid the noise of the forum and the games. Solitude and study are the true paths to freedom. He who masters time masters himself. These letters lay the foundation. Seize the present, reject delay, and begin at once the work of becoming wise. Thus does a man cease to be a slave to circumstance and claim his birthright as a rational being. Book 2, on Friendship and Self-Sufficiency, Letters 13 to 22. Here, Lucilius, I speak of true friendship and the self-contained soul. A wise man needs no crowd, yet he values the rare bond of virtue. I warn against false friends who seek only advantage, and I show how to test character before opening the heart. Solitude is not loneliness when the mind converses with the great thinkers of old. I counsel daily self-examination and the quiet cultivation of inner strength. Fortune may strip away possessions, but she cannot touch the man who is sufficient unto himself. These letters teach that genuine companionship is rare and precious, yet the greatest companion is your own perfected reason. Live so that you need nothing, and you will lack nothing. Book 3, on the dangers of the crowd, Letters 23 through 31. In these letters, I expose the peril of crowds and public opinion. The multitude praises what is base and condemns what is noble. To follow it is to lose yourself. I urge withdrawal from spectacles, banquets, and the clamor of the forum. True peace dwells within, not in the applause of the ignorant. I teach how to stand firm when all around you chase pleasure or power. Let the crowd roar. A wise man listens to reason alone. These pages warn that constant company breeds vice, while solitude forges virtue. Choose your influences carefully, for the mind absorbs what it dwells upon. Thus you guard the citadel of your soul. Book 4, on the shortness of life, Letters 32 to 40. Lucilius, I return again to the brevity of existence and the folly of postponing wisdom. Men plan for decades, yet die tomorrow. I bid you live immediately, to study philosophy not as ornament, but as armor. Death is not to be feared. It is the natural close of a well-spent day. These letters urge daily progress, however small, and the rejection of vain ambitions that devour time. The past is beyond recall, the future uncertain. Only the present is yours. Use it to cultivate virtue, for virtue alone survives the grave. He who has lived well has lived long, regardless of the years allotted by fate. Book 5, on Virtue as the Sole Good, Letters 41 to 48. Here I declare that virtue is the only true good, and vice the only evil. All else, wealth, health, reputation, is indifferent. I show how the wise man remains untroubled by external blows, because his happiness rests within. These letters teach indifference to fortune's gifts and the steady practice of courage, justice, temperance, and wisdom. External things cannot make you happy or wretched. Only your judgment does. I counsel you to examine every desire. Does it serve virtue or merely pleasure? Thus armed, you walk through life free, for nothing outside your will can truly harm you. This is the heart of Stoic freedom. Book 6, on the Mastery of Desire, Letters 49 to 57. In these pages I examine the tyranny of unchecked desires. Luxury, ambition, and sensual pleasure promise joy, yet deliver slavery. I teach moderation and the training of the will, so that you command your appetites, rather than they command you. The body is a temporary lodging. Do not let it rule the soul. Daily discipline, simple fare, and contempt for excess build the unshakable mind. These letters warn that desire is a fire that grows with feeding. Starve it, and peace follows. He who wants little possesses much, for he is content with what nature requires and reason approves. Book 7, On Facing Death, letters 58 through 66. Lucilius, these letters confront the greatest fear, death. I show that death is nothing to the wise man, merely the return of elements to their source. I recount examples of noble souls who met the end with calm dignity. Practice dying daily by living each moment fully. Fear of death poisons life. Acceptance liberates it. These pages urge you to rehearse the final hour in imagination so that when it comes, you greet it as an old acquaintance. The soul that has lived according to nature departs without regret. Thus you achieve the highest freedom, to look upon death and smile. Book 8, On the Value of Study, letters 67 to 74. Here I praise the lifelong study of philosophy as the true path to human excellence. Books are companions that never betray. I urge you to read not for display, but for transformation, to weigh every sentence and apply it to life. These letters show how the wisdom of the ancients arms us against fortune. Study sharpens judgment and strengthens the soul. Let no day pass without some line that nourishes virtue. The mind, like the body, grows strong through exercise. These teachings remind you that knowledge unused is worthless. Only lived philosophy brings freedom. Book 9, On the Tranquil Mind, letters 75 to 88. In this longer group, I explore the tranquil mind that remains undisturbed amid turmoil. I teach how to withdraw inwardly when the world rages, how to meet adversity with equanimity, and how to find joy in simple existence. These letters warn against the restlessness that drives men from place to place, seeking peace they carry within. True calm comes from aligning the will with nature and reason. I counsel daily reflection and the cultivation of gratitude. He who possesses inner peace carries a fortress no enemy can breach. This is the peace that philosophy alone bestows. Book X, On the Nature of the Universe, letters 89 to 95. Lucilius, these letters turn to the larger order of the cosmos and our place within it. I explain how understanding the rational structure of nature frees us from superstition and fear. The universe is governed by providence. Events are not random, but part of a greater whole. These pages teach acceptance of what must be and the cheerful performance of duty. Study the stars, the elements, and the cycles of life. They mirror the soul's journey. When you see yourself as a citizen of the cosmos, petty troubles lose their sting. This knowledge brings serenity and purpose. Book 11, On True Wealth, letters 96 to 100. Here I distinguish real wealth from the counterfeit. The rich man who fears loss is poorer than the beggar. I show that contentment with little is the greatest riches. These letters condemn greed and luxury while praising the freedom of the man who needs nothing beyond virtue. True abundance is measured by how little you desire, not how much you possess. Live according to nature, and you will never feel poor. These teachings liberate the soul from the endless chase that exhausts so many. He who is sufficient to himself is the wealthiest of mortals. Book 12, On the Endurance of Pain, letters 101 to 105. In these letters, I address the endurance of physical pain and hardship. The body may suffer, yet the mind remains sovereign. I offer practical exercises to bear illness and injury with dignity. Pain is inevitable. How we meet it is our choice. These pages teach that the wise man transforms suffering into testimony of inner strength. Do not let the flesh dictate the spirit. With reason as guide, even the wreck becomes bearable. This is the Stoic triumph, to remain serene while the body protests. Thus you prove your soul superior to circumstance. Book 13, On the Brevity of Fame, letters 106 to 110. Lucilius. These letters expose the emptiness of seeking fame. Posterity forgets even the greatest names. I urge you to labor for virtue, not applause. True glory is the silent approval of your own conscience. These pages warn that the pursuit of reputation enslaves the soul to the judgment of others. Live so that you need no witness but reason. Fame is a shadow that vanishes at noon. Content yourself with the quiet knowledge that you have lived well. This is the only renown worth possessing. Book 14, On the Dangers of Flattery, letters 111 to 115. Here I caution against the poison of flattery and the company of flatterers. A wise ruler or friend speaks truth, however sharp. These letters show how self-deception begins with pleasing lies. Guard your ears and your judgment. The man who welcomes honest rebuke grows strong. He who demands praise grows weak. These teachings urge discernment in friendship and counsel. Flattery is the enemy of virtue. Listen only to those who dare to correct you, for they alone love you truly. Book 15, On the Soul's Immortality, letters 116 to 118. In these profound letters, I explore the nature of the soul and its kinship with the divine. The rational soul partakes of the eternal reason that governs the universe. Death dissolves the body, but cannot touch the mind perfected by virtue. These pages comfort the thoughtful man. The best part of us returns to its source. Live so that your soul grows ever more godlike. This teaching lifts the heart above earthly fears and points toward the highest good. Book 16, On Anger and Its Cure, letters 119 to 121. Lucilius. These letters dissect the madness of anger and prescribe its cure. Anger is temporary madness that destroys reason. I teach daily vigilance, immediate reflection, and the habit of pausing before reaction. Forgive quickly, for the offender is often ignorant or driven by passion. These pages show how to replace rage with understanding and self-mastery. He who conquers anger conquers the greatest tyrant within. Practice gentleness even when the world provokes you. Thus you remain free. Book 17, On the Art of Living, letters 122 to 124. In these final surviving letters, I gather the essence of right living. Philosophy is not theory, but daily practice. I counsel simplicity, gratitude, constant improvement, and readiness for whatever fortune sends. These pages urge you to review each day as a completed work, and to greet tomorrow with courage. Live according to nature, serve mankind, and perfect the soul. The art of living is the only art that matters. When you have mastered it, death itself becomes a friend. Book 18, On Providence and Adversity, letters in later grouping. I teach that adversity is not punishment, but training sent by Providence for the soul's growth. The gods test the strong, the weak they spare. These letters show how every hardship is an opportunity for virtue. Welcome misfortune as a worthy opponent. The greater the struggle, the greater the glory. Thus the wise man thanks fortune for the chance to prove himself. Book 19, On the Unity of Virtue. Later epistles on interconnected virtues. Here I demonstrate that the virtues are inseparable. Possess one, and you possess all. Courage without justice is brutality. Wisdom without temperance is cunning. These letters bind the cardinal virtues into one harmonious whole. Cultivate them together, and your character becomes unbreakable. Book 20, On the Final Freedom. Closing letters on complete liberation. In these culminating reflections, I speak of the perfect freedom of the wise man who has aligned his will entirely with nature. Nothing external can enslave him. He lives in the present, accepts the inevitable, and departs life with gratitude. This is the ultimate teaching. The soul that has become reason itself fears nothing and desires nothing beyond what is right. Thus you achieve the Stoic ideal, tranquility amid the storm.